father as a wicked mother. So that was the case of this young man. He collected inheritance and he went to flex. And lo and behold, everything got expended. And he was now brought to a very low state. Somebody that had everything working for him in his father's house. Have we ever imagined or wondered that sometimes or most times when we want to do it our way, when we wander away from his presence, when we don't want to, some of us will say, there's too much, this doctrine, this redeemed doctrine is too much. Don't do this, don't do that, don't go here, don't go there, don't go there. So we just want to, find our way to a place where nobody will, monitor our lives, compel us to cover our hair, compel us to knot our tie, compel us to do this, to look like our Father in the Lord. Many years ago, we were having a doctrinal teaching, and the man of God that was talking to us gave us a scenario of a man that was caught by the police. And when they were handling him, he said, please, I'm a redeemed member. I'm Pastor Adeboye's son. So the man told us that the policeman looked at him and said, you don't look like your father. Because he had all this beard, and even the way he was, behaving and trying to wriggle himself out of arrest and everything. They said, if actually you are Pastor Adeboye's son, we know the way Baba looks. You don't look like your father. So some of us, we have wandered away from our father's presence and we are looking like him. So we are looking like those of them that are of the world. That was the case of this young man. But there was another time in his life. At this point in his life, he realized the son of who he was. So this is telling us that it does not matter how far we have gone into the world, how far we have gone making errors, we can always come back home. This story is very interesting. And the part that another time, the tide turned and we're looking like nobody. You that when you come, they say, Akiro mo bakama ridan saki larare. There's why you see a king's son and you not see the mark. But it has dropped to that, from being a hero to that zero level that they no longer see the mark of Kabiesi on you. But it has to come from within. This brand new beginning we are talking about, like they say, it takes two to tango. You have to first of all come to that realization that, I have messed up. And that's the point that God actually needs for our lives. Accepting the fact that you have sinned. Romans 3 verse 23 says, for all have sinned and have come short of the glory of God. So what we are saying is that nobody is a hero here. Nobody's righteous here. Nobody knows how to do it. Nobody's a superstar. We all have sinned and we have come short of God's glory. So this man got broken. And the depth of his brokenness was what actually paved way for him. At this juncture, he had lost everything that you could, use to identify him as the son of a rich man. He had lost his position. He had lost his relevance. He had lost his voice. He had lost direction. He had lost dignity. But he came to his senses. And he was very sorry for what he did because, the situation took him to the point that he had to be feeding with swine. Not even with swine alone. Feeding from the leftover of swine. So it was that terrible. So some of us this morning, we are in that state. We have actually messed up in years past. Money came into our hands. We did not manage it well. Opportunities came our way. We did not manage it well. We wanted to flex. We wanted to enjoy life. How sure are you that the finance that is in your hands is meant for you to just flex with? How are you sure that it is not meant for the less privileged to help their lives? Do you think God blessed you because you just need to take the blessing and go to a far country like that young man and go and flex? No. He blessed you so that you can be a blessing to others. I hope somebody is speaking that this morning. So sometimes when we want to do it our ways, we go away from the right path. Disobedience sometimes looks like you're getting your freedom. I've said it that the Bible tells us in Proverbs 14:12 that that's way that seemeth right. In the first instance, it will not look as if it's going to land you somewhere that is not good. It always looks good at the beginning, but at the end it's destructive. So the depth of this young man's brokenness became the doorway to a brand new beginning in his life. He made up his mind after he saw what had happened to him. So this time around now, he had tasted two sides of life. he was living in affluence. And then at some point, he got to the point that he had to be feeling what others, the poor people, the masses, what they are feeling. You can just imagine the child of Otedola, who has been living large and all of that, now got to the point of, you understand what I'm trying to say? So, have sense, like they say, have sense. So at this time, he decided. He became broken and he became aware of what next he was going to do with his life. That was the turning point. So this story of this young man is talking to us, he's giving us three analogies here. The first one is about repentance. He first of all repented. I know I have sinned. I know I have messed up. Then the next one was restoration. That was the point that God came in. There has to be a decision from you first. Nobody's going to force you against your will. If you did not realize even at that point that he was feeding, from the leftover of swines will come. But he came to his senses. So he repented from his wayward ways. And then God came. The brother appeared. And he had taken the decision. He was on his way home. And the guy said, that chair will wait for the bomb in the house. You will not want to. Pride will not even want to make you do what that man did. He ran